Today, I've got my coffee in this amazing Fallout mug that I got from Bones Coffee Company, one of our favorites. Check them out. What's up, you guys? So it's been a little over a month since my last video, and that also means it's been a little over a month since I've had my own Skool community. And last time I talked about why I went with Skool compared to all the other platforms out there. And in this video, I want to give you a behind the scenes look at what I have set up currently, what I'm really enjoying about the group, and what I'm hoping to see Skool does within the next few months. I want to give you guys a very realistic look behind the scenes and along the journey, because a lot of times with digital marketing, it can be very unethical, very scammy. And I mean, I've seen some wild things and people promising that you can make a load of money in a short amount of time. And there's just a lot of really unrealistic expectations being made out in the digital marketing space. And so that's why I'm doing this, to show you guys, like, hey, like, here's the good, here's the bad, here's the ugly. And it does take hard work to get to where you want to be, but I promise it's going to be worth it. And this is also good for me. Like a year from now, I want to look back at this stuff and be like, wow, like it's so cool seeing the beginning stages of this thing. Or maybe I'll be like, wow, this was a huge mistake. How did I not see it? Which I don't think that's the case. I actually really love what I'm doing and what I'm creating right here. But I always think it's important to document the journey. And I would encourage you guys to do that as well, especially if there are things that you are really excited about, that you're really passionate about, that you really see a vision for. I highly recommend, like, besides writing it down in a journal, to take photos and take video and even put it out there to encourage and teach and show others at the same time. So with that being said, let's go ahead and dive into my Skool community so I can show you what I have set up, what I've done so far, and what I'm really liking about it. Okay, so here's my Skool Higher Calling Creative Club. And before I show you all the different things that I've added and have done in this community, I want to talk about my strategy and then the members. So currently I have 111 members. Now, not all of these are paid. So even though the group is paid, I had invited a few people in. I have like my husband, my VA, scholarships for a few people, clients for a few people. And so out of this number, and we'll go over here to the community dashboard really quick so you guys can see it. I have 97 paid members, which is resulting in $679 in monthly recurring revenue. And this, I honestly can't remember if this was around in the last video. I don't think it is, so I'll just explain it really quickly. They added a feature where now you can set a course in your classroom to be a buy now thing. So it only unlocks when people purchase it. So what I decided to do for my community was give a discount on my creative consulting just for my members. And so what they can do is they can buy that creative consulting directly in here, which I think is great. So I like how it's set up currently. All right, so what I've been doing is I have just been posting on Facebook. When I go live on TikTok, sometimes I'll share like me recording the content that I'm putting in Skool on TikTok. And I've had a few people come in that way. And I've sent out like 2 emails to my email list, but that hasn't really converted well. So I think I'm going to give it a little bit more time and kind of see what happens with that. But most people, when you look up Skool here on YouTube, or maybe you've heard people talk about it elsewhere, I know Hormozi teaches this method. Sam Ovens encourages this. I'm doing some stuff with Doug Bowden. He is really like strong with this model too. They encourage you to do a free Skool community and then also have a paid Skool community. And so you really over deliver and provide a ton of value in the free community, and then you sell them into your higher paid community. And I do like that model, but for me, I was like, I already have so much content that I have to put in here. So I had kind of gone a little bit more with, I don't know if you guys know Evelyn Weiss. She's amazing. I love her stuff, and I was part of her coaching growth hub for a while. It's only $7 a month. And I really liked how she had her stuff set up. So I was like, I'm just going to go straight into a low ticket paid community. So this is $7 a month right now, and you become a founding member while I'm building this stuff out. And everybody in this community knows that, but I'm also very active in this community. I'm literally in here every single day, answering questions, commenting on people's things, and I'm just absolutely loving this. So it's so worth it, like investing now as a founding member before I raise the price. So I was thinking in my head, like, well, my social media is technically almost like my free sort of community group, right? So I've got my social media, I send them over to this low ticket thing, and then I have other things after that. So I do think down the road, I might open up another Skool and maybe only have it Canva focused, and I'll make that one free. But for the time being, I didn't want to have two separate groups and have to separate my time in two different groups doing all these different things. And then also while like doing what I do for work, right? It was just like I didn't want to stretch myself out too thin. And not only that, what a lot of the people won't tell you is you have to pay per Skool community. So it's not like you're paying Skool once a month and you can have 2-3 different communities. You're paying per community. So that means if you wanted to do the free to paid method, it's $99 for your free community. It's $99 a month for your paid community, right? And for some of you guys, that might just be too much of a stretch when you're first starting out. Now, what they encourage is having affiliates sign up under you, which is smart. And guys, the shameless plug, I'm going to put my affiliate link for Skool in the comments below if you want to sign up underneath me, okay? That is a super smart strategy. So most people are able to get those affiliates so their communities are covered, so then they could do, you know, another community and then have enough affiliates to get that covered, and then anything out, you know, above that is going to be extra money in your pocket. But at the same time, that is also not realistic for a lot of people, right? Like I've been talking about Skool now for the last month, and I have 3 people who've signed up underneath me, 1 canceled. So, you know, it's not as easy as they make it seem to be. For some people, though, it is a super smart strategy. And I am hoping with time, as time goes on, maybe as I do more of these videos, I will get more affiliates to kind of cover that stuff. But I'm just throwing that out there so you guys are totally aware, like, hey, you've got to pay per community, but here's also a strategy that you can use and try out to get your communities paid for. Okay, so now that we've kind of talked about the members, and I didn't really talk about my strategy for what I'm going to do, but maybe we could talk about that in another video, because I have like a bunch of ideas of what I want to do. And for me personally, I'm like, I could see this group being like full of thousands of people. It took like, it's been, I want to say 7 weeks since I started this community, and it's been tough even trying to get to this number. And so I know my messaging isn't really done the right way. I really got to show more of the results of the people in this community and like what they're getting out of this and the feedback that I've been receiving. I need to show a lot more of that stuff. So you know what, guys, it's funny. I can do branding and marketing for everyone else super easily, and then when it comes to my own stuff, I'm like, but anyways, let me actually like show you inside of my community. So here is your community feed, right? It's almost like Facebook where you can post all of this stuff. And so I have all of these different categories, and that way it's easy for you to click on the category and you can see the different things. So introductions, Canva related questions, funnel related questions, if people want feedback. I love that this is just such an easy way to organize some of the content, because the feed can get a little overwhelming. And what I've been doing in the beginning, I had 3 specific posts from the Start Here module here. But then I noticed that what other people are doing, and even, by the way, Russell Brunson is on Skool now. Even what he's doing for his challenge in using Skool is he is putting new pin posts at the top and swapping that out quite often, which I really like that strategy. So I started doing that. I started updating the group with things. So I kept my one main Start Here pin post. And then what I've been doing is swapping out these. So if it is me making announcements about the group, I'll pin it. If it is somebody who asked like a really great question and they want feedback, I'll pin it. So I'm swapping these 2 out quite often. And I found that to be a really good, like, engaging strategy as well. So the feed has been pretty active, people asking questions, people giving feedback on some of the trainings, asking different things. I love it because I'm answering stuff, but then people in the community are also chiming in. And what I've been doing for people in here is creative consulting with me is like one-on-one. But what I've been doing is if they've been asking certain questions, I'll kind of record a very short Loom video where I know it's going to be educational for everybody in the community if they see it. So that's how I've been kind of like responding back to people asking some design stuff in here. Now, speaking of the categories, another thing that I added, because I was like, I don't want this to just be a training hub and a community. Like I love networking and I love like helping people get jobs. And so like I've helped a lot of my friends like find work and get work and pair them with each other and stuff like that. Honestly, I should like have a finder's fee, but I was like, you know what, like let me have like a hiring jobs op thing in here. So if people want to hire other people in the community, or I see a job that looks really cool, or I have work that I can't take on that I want to give to somebody else, I could post it in here. So I recently added this and I've already given a few people work in here, which is really cool. So now for the classroom, I am still building out a lot of the content that you see in here. And what I did was originally when people signed up, I only had the Start Here module unlocked for people to start with that and go through the training. And my goal was I wanted people to really engage with each other before they watch some of the other trainings. But I don't know if it just wasn't clear enough, or people, I don't really know, but I'm going to show you the stats here in a second. Not a lot of people understand that you have to level up to unlock some of the other courses. And so I was like, well, I want people to go in here and really engage with other people, but I also don't want them to feel like, I'm letting them down, or like they got in here and there's nothing for them to see. So what I decided to do was only release a few of the modules for everyone, no matter what level. And then I have some of the other core modules that unlock at level 2. So right now, because I'm an admin, you guys are seeing a lot of this stuff unlocked except for my drafts, right? But like if you were new in the community, you would see the Start Here one, you would see the 10-day Create a Better Brand one, and you would see the Amazon merch one and the behind the scenes one. So this is brand new. I was like, you know what? People love watching me on TikTok as I'm designing, because I talk through like, okay, here's why I'm doing this. This is why I'm doing this. And so I decided to start adding more of that stuff in. I only have 2 videos in here right now, but I'm going to be adding more content as we go. And then I'm going to get to this one here in a second, but I also am starting to build out an expert directory. And what this is I'm going to be breaking down some of my really good friends, some of my clients, even who I like, know, and trust, who have really amazing offers. And I'm going to be putting them in here, having some sort of YouTube video or free training about the specific topic. And then like underneath, hey, this is the go-to person for this. Contact them if you want to do that, because I want like people in my community to also follow very amazing friends of mine who I know are very legitimate at what they do. And I know that my community is not going to be taken advantage of by some random people. They can go to people that I trust. So just started that, which I think is fun. I've been filling out the Canva one quite a bit. So I have all of these new videos I added in. I've got a few more like draft videos I've got to do. That one I'm constantly building out. The 10-day, let me go back over here. This 10-day challenge I haven't done since I think 2021 or 2022. And a lot of people are like loving it. So now I'm like, oh, should I run this challenge again? We'll see. But the Amazon merch thing. So I realized that I love teaching about design and creativity, which is super fun. But realistically, a lot of people also need to learn how to make money with their creativity. And this can be a very touchy subject for a lot of artists and creatives. And I know like money is not the focus, but I want to give people an option where if they need to make an extra income, especially in today's economy, that I can teach them, well, hey, here are the things that I've tried. Here's what you can try doing as well. And so for me, like I have been on Amazon merch for a few years. I've made close to $6,000 on there. I'm not highly active on Amazon merch. Like I upload one shirt design maybe every few months, and then that's it. I just let it run out on its own. So I made a whole module about getting set up on Amazon merch, showing the numbers, showing how I do my own stuff. So if people want to go this route, as opposed to starting a Shopify store with a print on demand, which I did just make a video on that, I'm going to show realistically, behind the scenes and like the good and the bad with that. but I wanted to give my group something where they could just go ahead and take action and do the thing. So I've gotten some really good feedback on that too. So now, with this all being said, let's go to the leaderboards and let's talk about this a little bit. Okay, so let's talk about this because this is super interesting. Now, like I mentioned before, I had it originally where only the Start Here module was unlocked for everybody, and then people had to work their way to level 2 to get access to the rest of the content. The problem is that people were so excited they were getting in the community, and I don't know if they just weren't watching like the whole Start Here module because I explain it in that module, but they would be like, hey, like I'm looking and I see a lot of the content is locked. How do I unlock it? So I've been like mentioning to people like several times in posts, like, don't forget, you've got to engage with others to level up. And as you can see here, 50% of my community still has not leveled up from level 1 to level 2. And this is something that I've got to figure out because I want people to win. I want people to unlock this stuff. And it's so easy to go from level 1 to level 2. All you need are 5 points, and you get those points from people liking your stuff or leaving comments on your stuff. And so I've been encouraging them like, hey, like or like tag me so I can like it and I can leave a comment, and that way you can level up really, really quickly. So far I have 35% of the community that are in level 2, 10% on level 3. You could see these are the really active members are on level 4. And what I decided to do, this you need a lot of points to get, but I was like, I want to reward those who are really active and engaging in the community. So I'm going to give them a free one-on-one consult when they hit level 7. And then I'm going to give them $500 off of any one of my services, website or funnel, when they get to level 8. And that means that they'll probably be in the community for a long time. They're going to be super active and engaged. And it's totally possible to hit this, but it is going to take some time. I'm trying to figure out like what I can give them for these in between levels just to carry on the engagement and get them excited to like unlock new bonuses. So I'm trying to figure that stuff out. But this has been interesting, the gap between even level 1 and level 2. So that is something I'm trying to work on and focus on currently. And while we're here, so let me show you what I was talking about with the buy now thing. So I'm going to be creating a module. I don't have this done yet. Right now, my plan is I've got to finish the branding module. I have all of these draft videos that I have to finish creating and get plugged in. Then I'm going to be adding in the graphic design stuff, and I have some more content for the funnel design stuff. So you see I have a lot of drafts for the funnel design stuff. So this is going to take me a little bit, to get all this stuff like filmed and put in, especially while I'm also working at the same time. And that's why right now I'm doing a founding member thing for $7 a month, like get in, lock in before I raise the rate once I have all this content in. But anyways, like I'm going to be creating a module called Freelancing into Freedom, where I'm going to be talking about the shift, right? Because it's not just an entrepreneur shift. It is really a huge part of it is mindset. You really have to shift your mindset around money, around creativity, around your why with, going into freelancing versus a 9 to 5. And I don't think that freelancing is for everybody. I think 9 to 5s are better for some people. So in this module, I'm going to be explaining all of that. And then like the basics of getting your business set up. So if I click here on edit course, you're going to see I'm going to have this set for level 2 eventually. I actually might change it and make it more like a level 3, level 4 for people who are like really hungry, really learning all that stuff. But here's that buy now thing that I was telling you about. So they added that so you can, put in however much you want to charge for it and do that. I might do this for more advanced sort of thing. So I'm thinking eventually if I were to create a more advanced funnel course, then I might do it for that. The only other thing I might do it for is some sort of like coaching program where maybe if people want to coach with me for like an hour a month, I might have some sort of coaching bundle that I put in here for people who want to go ahead and do that. Then they also have a time unlock. I haven't tested this one out, but this could be kind of cool to do too. And then private is courses that you only want to give access to certain members. So I've seen a few different communities that I'm in that have this feature set up, and I really like how that looks. I might eventually do that. But with the buy now thing, I'm bringing this up because I know Doug is doing this like with his community. I'm sure other people are doing it with their community too. If you have a free community, this is a great way where if you wanted to sell like a masterclass, like a small training, coaching, anything like that, you could have things for sale in your free communities, which I think is awesome. So I do think down the road, as I'm growing this community, I raise the price to get in. I think eventually I will do like a free Canva community, and I'll sell probably an annual membership to Higher Calling Creative Club, where I include the coaching, I include access to this, and I include some other stuff in there as well, just to kind of lead people in. So I want to show you guys that just in case you're trying to figure out, like, do I do free? Do I do paid? What do I do? This is an option for you as well to start a free community, but have certain things paid in there. That is pretty much like a quick look at what I have in here currently. Like I said, I'm still loving it. I'm still loving the experience. I literally go in here every single day. I check in. I have my community pinned over here. You can also access all of your schools up here. I'm also in the Skool games community. I'm in Doug's community. Russell Brunson, as I mentioned briefly before, he's in Skool now, and what he's been doing is running a challenge alongside of Skool. So I can see right here, like, it's about to start, right? They're going to do day 3, and he'll soon update this post to day 3. And this is like, I mean, the engagement has been crazy inside this group. So I'm keeping my eye on this one, because I think this is a really smart strategy for people who are running challenges. Maybe we could talk about that in another video, but that is a very quick look at this. I would say the only other thing that I'm really hoping to see Skool do is I still wish they had a affiliate program for your community. So right now, the affiliate setup that they have is for you to share Skool with other people, but they don't have it where if I wanted to give, let's say, a JV partner a link where they can send it to their community and then they get paid, I would have to set that up in a totally different way, in a totally different system. And for me, I see this as like a really big need, especially in the digital marketing space. And I have connections to so many amazing like marketers who have the communities who need this stuff. And so I'm like, man, like I want to give them a cut back, but like I don't want to have to do these complicated. I've been there, done that with other teams and things where I can see where things can get dropped really easily. So I'm like, if there are easier systems to do this, then I think that would be amazing. So that's one thing I'm really waiting on. I know that they had been talking about it for a while, just it has not happened yet. The other thing for me is I wish that they would give people an option to either join monthly or pay annually to get in and then just renew the subscription annually. They don't have that option. So if I wanted to do that, I would have to do it in something. I use personally FG funnels. Of course, I also love ClickFunnels. So I'd have to set up something in another software and then get people into this group that way. Another thing that I wish they had would be a free trial, especially for paid communities. I know like Russell's linchpin method is a really big deal right now. That's a really big sort of conversation that's been going on. And so I would love the ability to be able to give people a 7-day free trial to my community, or even a 30-day free trial to the community before they decide if they want to join and get in. Those are the things that I'm really hoping to see, and I'm hoping soon, but I don't know what's going to happen with that. I think the only other thing too, I can automatically DM people when they join the community, but you can only do a really short message. I wish that they had the option to let you have more of a welcome message and a better onboarding process, because I think that's where some people get stuck, because this is so different than like a Facebook group. You know, it can be a little overwhelming for people when they get in, like, okay, where do I go? Like, what do I do? And that's why I tried, like, for the classroom to have that start here module. I do think I might update. I was trying to just kind of keep it all simple with the black and the white and the orange. And then, of course, my Create a Better brand is like so vibrant. I could always move this. I might move it. I haven't decided yet, but I might change this so it's like it really stands out among all the other things, so people know like, hey, this is where you have to start. And I think what I might do too is put an emoji before the start here to really make it stand out compared to all the other titles, because this is where I really explain to people like, get the app, bookmark your stuff, engage with other people, introduce yourself, right? I have all of these things in here. So I want to make sure that people do that, and I want to set them up for success. That's the whole thing with this, right? I mean, I would love for people to join, just to join and like support the community, but like I want to see my people win. And so if there were better ways to have a better onboarding experience for communities inside Skool, I would also really love that. So we'll see. I have a lot of hope for this, and I'll give you guys another update as we go and grow. So that is it for today's video. Hopefully this video encourages you, especially if you're considering starting your own community on a platform like Skool. Now I'm going to put my link in case you want to join the Higher Calling Creative Club and be in a really cool creative community and learn some of the things that I showed you behind the scenes. I have a lot of really big dreams and visions for this group. I'm currently running a giveaway in there. So it is awesome. It's so much fun. But what I'm also going to do is link the Skool games below. And that is such a great opportunity to get in and test out Skool from a user perspective. You're going to be added into Hormozi's group, and you'll get to see all these discussions. And the way it works is they're trying to encourage you to start your own Skool and get that monthly recurring revenue. So the top 10 people every month get invited over to HQ, where they do a day full of coaching and hot seats and things like that. So it's a great opportunity for you to learn how to do your own Skool, but also climb the ranks. But then they put the recordings inside the Skool community so you can see what they're telling other people. So there's so much valuable training. There's a lot in there. I'm still kind of going through those when I can, and I'm learning a lot. So I highly recommend that if you are like a learner, you are trying to grow in personal development, you're trying to do your own thing, highly recommend that you get in there. So I'm also going to link that below. But thank you guys so much. If you want to see more content like this, let me know in the comments. Make sure that you subscribe and follow so you don't miss a thing. And I will see you on the next video.